Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Stephanie and I am obsessed with personal development and tea. We normally film inside, but it was too nice to not film outside. But that does not mean we couldn't have tea. So we switched from hot tea to iced tea because we can't film without tea. We are starting a 3-part series on why habits fail. So today we're going to be going into the first reason. And the first reason that habits fail is because they don't actually align with your goals. How often do you pick up a habit because you think you should, or you think, oh, that's what successful people do, so I think I'm just going to start doing all of these really great habits? But come to find out, they actually fail. And the reason isn't because you lack motivation or willpower. It's actually that they just don't align with your goals. Most people base their habits on what they think they should do rather than what actually works for them, which is the main reason that these types of habits fail. So today, we're going to talk about the difference between aligned habits and forced habits. Aligned habits help you build the life that you want because they're totally in alignment with the life that you want to live and the person that you want to be. Forced habits, on the other hand, are based off of shoulds and other people's expectations and what you think is the right way to be successful. So why does it actually matter? Why do the habits, you're like, if it gets me to the goal, why does it actually matter? The reason that it matters is because if your habits are aligned with your lifestyle, they are going to be so much easier to sustain and you will actually do the habits rather than them falling off. Okay, you might be wondering, how do I know if it's a forced habit versus an aligned habit? For instance, have you ever tried to wake up at 5 a.m. just because that's what successful people do? Or maybe you try a new fitness trend because that's what the fitness influencers are saying. Or maybe you just start journaling because everybody recommends it. But if they don't actually feel true to you, they're not going to actually work. Now, if you feel drawn to any of those habits, they are absolutely fantastic habits. But there is so much good advice out there that it almost becomes overwhelming. So you've really got to narrow down your focus to what habits do I actually want to implement and what is the life that I actually want to live, rather than just randomly trying on good habits that might not fit you that well. Oftentimes, we try these successful people routines because we think, oh, if they did it, it's absolutely going to work for me. And in some cases, that's absolutely true. However, if they're not rooted in your priorities or your lifestyle, they are bound to fail. So if you've ever felt a ton of guilt and shame for not being able to keep the habits that you want, maybe the reason is they weren't actually the right habits for you after all. I used to have a client, she wanted to work out so bad. And so she started every day, she would try to wake up early. And every day she would not work out. And then she would feel so bad about herself because she's like, why can't I just do it? Why can't I just work out? But she really felt like she was pushing herself up an uphill battle. And so we actually tried, what if we try working out in the evening? Does that work with her lifestyle? Turns out, yes, it absolutely does work with her lifestyle. And she was so much easier at keeping her workout routine because it fit with her lifestyle better. Now, me, on the other hand, if I haven't worked out by the evening time, I promise you, I probably haven't. So the point isn't whether you work out in the morning or the evening or the afternoon. It's really just about what actually works for your lifestyle and your current stage of life. Okay, so how do we actually change this? The number one question you want to ask yourself is, what outcome am I trying to achieve? And then what you're going to do is you're going to do the smallest action that you can take to drive that habit forward. So let's say, for instance, you want to start doing 10 minutes of breath work every day. Awesome. Sounds fantastic. Maybe the first way to start is commit to doing 2 minutes every day. And then if you can do longer, absolutely do longer. But we get stuck in this all or nothing mentality. And so we're like, "Ugh, I don't have time for 10 minutes of breath work. I can't make that work today." As opposed to, okay, I did my 2 minutes today. I can't do the rest today. It's a really busy day. But on the other days, I can. Just that small shift can make it so much more supportive. If you like learning about habits, stay tuned for our next video, which is going to be on the second reason of why habits failed. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. It helps the channel so much. If you want to go deeper into habits, check out our Elevate Your Life course, which has an entire module on how to effectively implement habits you can sustain in your life. Cheers.